Hey you guys, I know I posted something, I guess it has no sound. I was pointing out that Aleister Crowley is Admiral Byrd. It's the same face structure. You know that if anyone has kind of a gift, mine is picking out members of the Taliban that are actually, people I know, wearing a beard or whatever. I'm good at discovering who these people are. I don't know why, but I know that this person is actually Admiral Byrd. So Admiral Byrd is, Aleister Crowley. And I did a whole video about it. And then I started to talk about coal. And what I did is I referenced Wise Up's channel and MUDFOSSIL's channel. I know Roger's name. I don't know Wise Up's name. But I think there are two channels if you're trying to discover the history of the Earth itself and what they're presenting as old art or old, they're not telling us any of the history. So I agree with both channels, but sometimes I disagree with Roger's channel, not to the extent that he's not stating what he believes, but that I was showing you something. Okay, this is coal. And I don't care what you say about coal. Oh, it's millions of years to create. This is burnt. This is from fire, period. So you can say whatever you want. It was a flood. You can say whatever you want. That it was just this is compressed against this is what geologists say. No. This is fire creating coal. Okay, that is what I believe. This is weird. It's a donut. It looks like a donut. We see donuts a lot in our, images. Donuts are always brought up, right? I thought for a long time donuts were orphans because it's an O. And they can use orphans for, what they used me for. I don't even believe I'm an orphan. I just think I had a specific blood type. Okay. Now, this is not to take away from you-know-who's channel, MUDFOSSIL's channel, because I love his channel. I like him. I like what he does. But he's claiming these blocks are some kind of biological, and if they were a biological, they would have also had to be cut. Because I don't think this is natural, right? So he's saying that, it grows mold, that proves there's blood in it. Okay, that could be true. I'm not saying he's wrong. He could be, I don't know, you know me, I will tell you 100% if I know something's authentically true because I discern it to be true. This, I'm saying, I don't, to me, this looks like something that was built. Now, was it built from a living creature? Or was it built from a tree? Or was it just built? I don't know. I don't know those answers, right? So I'm not trying to discount. I love him. I think he's great. He's shown me a lot. And a lot of the things I see, I believe to be trees. Okay. And he showed these images. Let me go back. These images. It wasn't this one. It was a different one. And he's saying these are biological, right? But I saw little holes in them that showed to me that there had been some kind of structure built through them. This one, I don't think this is biological. I think these are built through, like in an architectural sense, a construction sense. And he didn't really describe these. He described this and this, and I can't say he's wrong because I don't know enough. So I'm just showing you that I believe on WiseUp's channel, he shows that these structures that were covered in mud or covered in something, whether it's a cataclysm, I don't know what happened to the earth. But I do know when I look at the trees in Venezuela, they were cut. That is a cut. That is not something falling from a cataclysm. That is a cut from, whether you call it a human being or a giant. I don't know what cut it, but it is cut, right? And I was going to do this whole video about it, about like, okay, so Roger shows like when you go to the Dead Sea and you see these like hairs, he's calling them hairs. I don't know that that's true, right? But let's look at this. Sorry, I mean, you guys can't hear the original one I did. Tabletop mountains, otherwise known as, I think, teepees. It's not exactly the word for teepee, but it's similar. So I'm gonna... Okay. So these are the mountains in Venezuela. And when they say what happened in Venezuela in the news, we think of the money lining the streets, the money just losing all value, or whatever they show us in the media. But they're not showing us this. These are trees, man. I don't know what else to say about it. These are not humans or organisms of, they're not animals. These are trees. There's nothing else these could be except for trees. I don't see another way around it. These are trees. This is a tree. It's not like that mammoth in the ocean that I showed you, that elephant-looking structure. That could be an elephant. It looks like an elephant. But this, 1,000 million %, 100%, I know it in my soul, is a effing tree. That is a tree. That is a tree. Who cut these trees? This is not some, water rose up. There was a giant flood. This is a Noah flood. This is a atomic blast. No. Somebody cut that tree. It is cut straight across. There is nothing else that can describe. When I look at these trees, I get like physically upset. I don't get like upset when I look at something that's fake. Okay? All over the internet, they're showing like Brazilian uprising. And when you screenshot it and you blow it up, it's a bunch of puppet heads. It's not even people. There's a few people in the front, and the guy's like screaming on a microphone. So it seems like there's a lot of people. And then they put like literally puppet heads all through, monster puppet heads. So you can see that they're deceiving us constantly, right? This is no deception. That is a tree. I can't tell you what else it is. It's not a person, and it's not a giant. That is a giant tree. Nothing else it can be. I've looked at these. I have not determined these to be anything else, right? These are trees. Uh-oh. So let's go back, right? Tree. These are giant cut down trees. Who cut them? Who had the technology to cut them? And this was not some flood. Now, I don't know what this is. It's like they cut the middle part. Left a little donut hole. I don't know. These are trees, though. This is a tree. Who cut this? Who had the power, the technology? Who cut this? It is not fire. And it is not water. If you want to argue with me about it, go ahead. Please tell me your, give me your credentials about it. That's a tree, period. Okay. Sometimes when I look at the giant stuff, I'm like, 100%. That is a person. A giant. That is not a tree. This is a tree. So when they talk about it in the media, what happened in Venezuela, they're not talking about the devaluation of the dollar, the Venezuelan dollar. They're talking about the trees. Something happened here that cut these trees. Now, you can say it's a volcano. You can say it's a world war. You can say a million things to me. This was cut 1,000,000% on my soul. I know that is a cut. That is not anything else. That is not, oh, the water rose up, the tree got saturated and fell over. Nope. It wouldn't look like that. It would look, like, some of the other ones we saw. Not this one, but the really jagged ones we saw. Who cut these trees? That is what I want to know. And I want to know why they come in and start talking about these things. If you've looked at Hangman, I think his name is Hangman. Hangman's channel, Hangman 1128. He showed a documentary about how the trees were filled with gold, right? Up in New Guinea, right? Where they couldn't even get to the top of this thing. Somebody cut this tree. Somebody cut it. That is a thing that, honestly, it should keep you up at night. What cut these trees? Now, ask your God, if you believe in God. Ask your higher self, your psyche, whatever it is, who cut the trees? This isn't a flood that did that. Nor is it a flood that created coal. You can't convince me of something that is illogical. Coal was created from fire. Fire burning a tree, a giant, beautiful tree of life tree, a huge, gargantuan giant of the earth, right? And you see these giant strips of coal, that's a fire, okay? So fire and floods still doesn't explain the flat surface of these trees. So you want to come on my channel and please tell me what your scientific evidence is of how a flood could create this. Because I can see how a flood can create the mud huts, the sinking buildings. I can see all of that. I cannot see how it can chop down in a flat surface like that. That is a cut. I don't know if it's a laser. I don't know who cut it. I'm just saying, please tell me your theories. I want to know. I want to learn about what they did to our earth. This looks totally fake and